Hey everyone, welcome back to Lessons in 10 Minutes, where all of our lessons are 10 minutes or less to help you with literature, learning, life and leisure. I'm Dr. PK. We have a series of videos on Macbeth and Shakespeare. Today, we're diving into a different kind of lesson, a superstition that has haunted the world of theatre for centuries. The unspeakable name. If you're an actor, you know better than to utter the name Macbeth backstage. In theatre circles, the play's name is synonymous with bad luck, and those who slip up are often subjected to a ritual exorcism. They are cast out of the dressing room until they can perform a very specific ritual to get back in. The ritual. An actor who says the name must turn around 3 times, spit, recite a line from The Merchant of Venice. Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you, then knock on the door and beg permission to re-enter. To avoid the curse, actors refer to it euphemistically as the Scottish play, the Scottish business, the unmentionable, or simply that play. Why all this intense superstition? The very content of the play is loaded with witches, ghosts, murder, mayhem, and superstition. The belief is that Macbeth has been cursed from the beginning because a coven of witches objected to Shakespeare using real incantations for the weird sisters' chants. The play was also written to appease King James I of England, who was James VI of Scotland before 1603. 16th century Scotland was notorious for its witch hunts, mainly due to King James's obsession with witchcraft. His dark fascination with magic was said to be inspired by the violent death of his mother, Mary, Queen of Scots, by execution in 1587. Later, in 1589, a severe storm nearly drowned James and his new wife Anne while sailing back to Scotland from Denmark. The king blamed the incident on the evil spells of witches who had conjured the storm, and he ordered a witch hunt in North Berwick upon his return. He later wrote a treatise on witchcraft called Daemonology to further inspire persecution against witches. Shakespeare's Macbeth, which followed in 1606, was an attempt to please the king with direct references to James's misfortune at sea. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Shakespeare is thought to have researched the witches' chants in depth, and their famous line, double, double toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble, supposedly contains real spells. A history of disaster. This is where the fear becomes palpable, as the play's history is filled with a laundry list of reported disasters. 1606, the first performance disaster. At the very first performance for King James I, a descendant of the real-life Duncan, the boy actor playing Lady Macbeth, Hal Berridge, collapsed from a fever and died. Legend says Shakespeare himself stepped in to play the part. Other rumours include real daggers being used for King Duncan's murder, resulting in the actor's death. 1849, the Astor Place riot. A bitter rivalry between American actor Edwin Forrest and British actor William Charles Macready, both playing Macbeth in opposing productions in New York, led to a violent riot. A crowd of 10,000 gathered, and when soldiers overreacted, at least 20 unarmed theatregoers were killed in the streets, with over 100 injured. 1865, Lincoln's favorite play. Just 5 days after President Abraham Lincoln read passages of Macbeth aloud to friends, he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, whose father was famous for his performances in the role. 1937, adversity at the Old Vic. During rehearsals, a sandbag nearly missed hitting star Laurence Olivier. Later, Lillian Bayliss, the sole manager of the Old Vic, died of a heart attack on the day of the final dress rehearsal. 1948, Diana Wynyard's fall. Actress Diana Wynyard, who reportedly called the curse ridiculous, decided to perform the sleepwalking scene with her eyes closed in a Stratford production and fell 15 feet off the stage. In another instance, on opening night of Macbeth, the director of a production in New York stepped out into the road and was hit by a car. In yet another cursed moment, during a sword-fighting scene, a prop sword flew into the audience, injuring a patron. Beyond the supernatural, Macbeth was also considered unlucky because it was an income guarantee that theatres staged when they were in financial trouble, or because the high production costs could bankrupt a struggling company. Whether you believe the legend of the witch's curse or the economic explanation, the historical record of disaster speaks for itself. So, the next time you're talking about Shakespeare, remember the power of a name. What do you think? If you were an actor, would you avoid the name? To avoid the curse, actors refer to it euphemistically as the Scottish play, the Scottish business, the unmentionable, or simply that play. What would you call the play? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video in our series, where we'll explore another fascinating piece of literary history. I'm Dr. PK. Your world has been lit.